What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. And we are back with another one. I know I have been gone for so long, but we are back. We are back with the things. So yeah, man, you know, it's so good to have this podcast back and to be doing things that are electric, that I know you guys are ready to about, because hey, Kirby says it's dangerous to go alone. So I'm glad that you chose to come and hang with us on this lovely podcast, because we are back, and the return of me being more consistent with this podcast. I'm going to get more consistent with the audio first. We're going to build a visual thing for you guys, but I want that to be not so much pristine, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but I just want it to look a certain way. And we're going to figure that out and get some visual things to you guys very, very soon. But today I had to come out of hiding because Bleach is peak again. Big three. What? Who left? Who left? Who trying to be the big three now? Whoa. You know, like, it ain't no beef or nothing, you know. You see, but
I mean, the rest of them done, ain't they?
One Piece,
the ones that was compete. No, I'm not talking about the other big three. I'm talking about
you talking about these other animals. You talking about the other
trying to compete. They finished, ain't they? Essentially, like
they're not this.
They're not, but haven't they ended? Like, I mean, just saying, like,
you know, like they top three and they not 3 or 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
a couple of you guys out there.
I'm looking at some of y'all who, you know, are dragging your episodes out. Some of you who are wish fulfillment for, I don't know who you're fulfilling these wishes for, but it ain't good. As I will continue to say, oh my gosh, I forgot our boy, ReZero.
No, Natsuki Subaru.
No, not Subaru. I didn't forget Subaru.
Who?
My usual Roswell.
Oh,
there we go.
Roswell
is a coming off the top ropes like I ain't forgot. Roswell is a and Moose Jobless Reincarnation is the worst. Rudy is the worst main character in all time. I just had one of my guys, shout out Gatsby for this, was just like, you know, in this season he's learning so much, and so I don't care. He sucks.
It's too late.
He sucks. But that's not what we're here to talk about. And the voice you hear is the executive producer of this lovely podcast. The one, the only, the glorious.
Oh, wow.
The exuberant.
Wow, you're doing a lot there. I appreciate
the glowing. You. Oh, well. Wow.
I appreciate you, I said.
Oh, wow. Prima Diva's in the building.
Hello, everybody.
The head mistress of Electric Diva Studios.
Diva, yes. Electric Diva Studios. That's
Diva Studio.
There we go.
Diva.
It's so good to be back.
And not Diva from Blood Plus. Not that
although, Diva. You know how I feel about blood. Anyways, but yeah, it's good to be back, especially talking about these two anime, which you all know. If you've been listening, you know we love ReZero and we absolutely love Bleach. So, and I know ReZero is the, you know, underdog of the two.
No,
definitely.
Not at all.
You don't think so? I think the way that people respond to it, there's so many people who are like, I don't like it. I didn't get into it.
So the reason that Jobless Reincarnation can be something that people are enjoying is because ReZero, Konosuba, Overlord, reincarnated as a slime, like these things exist.
They walked so
basically.
Rudeus could run.
Yeah, because they're isekai royalty. Like ReZero is isekai royalty. Like it's even something that when people talk about, like ReZero has been, they've had a Eminence in Shadow collaboration with the game there. They've had a Nikkei collaboration. Like Rim and Amelia be out here.
Oh, I believe it.
Because they are
waifu for real.
Waifu for real. So, matter of fact, let's start with ReZero. Let's talk about like where we are kind of now with that, because I think the Bleach conversation I know is going to overtake majority of this podcast, and is what I was promising, because that's what I'm most excited about, because I haven't had that kind of chills in forever. But we've also been getting some really, really peak ReZero that we haven't been able to discuss. So here's how we're going to do it. We're not doing at least not for ReZero. We're going to just talk about our overall experience with season 4, and just kind of get up to date with a lot of the things that have kind of like been happening, because we've gone through season 3. I want to say, I feel like this is just, we've gone through season 3. This is start season 4. And there's been a lot. This is our, like, I call this our benchmark anime, because ReZero is literally the first anime that, like, my wife says she suggested to me.
I did.
I think that's cap.
I started watching it and was like, I gotta stop right now. Icarus will love this. I'm gonna get him in.
And I'm like, well, if it's the one that I think keeps us married today.
Oh, now, come on.
It's that strong.
Our marriage is a little better than that. I'd say.
No. I think the ties that bind.
Oh man, wow.
Are
Don't mess up, ReZero. I'd like to stay married. Thank you.
But yeah, so it has just been the ride of all ride that like rings, like, for what people give Oda credit for, which I do give Oda credit for, like the world building and everything that we talk about in One Piece. But if we are talking about shorter frames, more condensed, more worth the squeeze,
oh man,
it's definitely going to be ReZero. And we have gotten to a point where it's like we're really unraveling a lot of things. The latest episode, let me look up real quick. You just tell some of your thoughts or your feelings. I'm just going to look up the episode number that we're on right quick.
Okay, so I want to just, on the storytelling aspect of it, I do want to say that it takes a lot to be able to keep people coming back when the basis of the story is the man dies and he comes back, right? He returns by death. That's the ace.
Well, I'm surprised you can't. Well, we can't say that out loud. He can't.
He can't, but we can. And so that's one of the things that's interesting, is that that's the thing that we're introduced to in the very beginning. I think it speaks volumes that they are able to keep building this world and this story and developing these characters in a way that we don't get tired of finding out, okay, how exactly is he going to overcome this? Like, how is he going to come back this time? Does he get to come? I mean, even the way that they turned that aspect on its head for this season was so good. Like, it was such a good shift. Credit to the writers, man. They are doing their thing in the writing room, like, straight up. The
big thing that they did between these last, I think, 4 or 5 episodes, because we're on episode 13 of season 4. Spoilers abound. And I'll put, spoiler warning somewhere on something. But I'm also saying it so you can hear it. And if you hear it, get up out of here if you don't want to be spoiled.
Spoiler alert.
But get up out of here. So what they did in the refreshing take is, so we have gotten a Subaru that is confident, a Subaru that is like very quick on the uptake, because it has been at least a year, almost 2 years, but probably longer for him, because we do not factor in that all of his deaths, we don't factor in that time. We don't factor in like how much like accumulated time he has to have, right? From like starting a day, the hours that he spent. So there's a lot more hours accumulated in this world, right? So we get this confident guy, especially in season 3, where he has to handle a lot of things. He doesn't die too often. The deaths have been coming less, because they've been doing more with a lot of other characters. They've been doing more with him playing things a lot smarter and it not taking him as long. So what do you do and what do you introduce to kind of make that fresh? Well, you take a book from daytime soap opera.
Yeah. Days of Our Lives.
And you give them amnesia.
As the world turns.
You give them amnesia.
Shout out to all the grannies out there. We love you.
And you do it in such a way that every week we were left speechless and trying to figure it out.
Because I was like, who is that man?
Like, and the thing that was so refreshing is you bring the most frustrating Subaru, which is the Subaru who did not know
the very beginning Subaru
anything, who was not, who was just brash in a way of like misplaced overconfidence, but an overconfidence to kind of hide insecurities and overconfidence to hide all of the depression or all of the, lack of self-confidence that he actually had. You get that guy back and it's like, what? You throw him in and it's such a weighty, or not a weighty, but a very scaled conversation that is like, now you are giving him to people who actually know him and actually care. But go ahead.
I was going to say on that note, one of the things that makes this part or this season so strong is the fact that he's invested. Like you said, we don't know how much time has passed for him, but we know that by the time we see this Subaru at the beginning of this season, this is post trials Subaru. Okay. Yeah. This is Subaru who has accepted his weakness, accepted who he is, and truly taken time to invest in the relationships of the people around him. Say what you will, but the man can identify how he can be supportive to the people. He's like the best support character, even though he's the lead. Right. And so he knows how to connect with his community. He has an actual community that's not only invested in him, but he's invested in. So to turn that on its head, right? To put him in a position, because he's coming from like putting him in that pre-trial Subaru, the neat Subaru who couldn't understand why and how his parents could continue loving him. To put that dude in a community of people who know him, know the truth, like beyond the facade of him and still care. Talk about being faced with that reality again, right? Like you leave this world not knowing how to connect to your mom and dad or understand why they love you so much, only to enter a new world where there's multiple people you have no idea who they are and they love you, and it's like, I don't know what to do with that.
Immediately, like, well, after, like, think about it, where it's like you're also going into like, you were just you felt like at that time, as he's coming into his world, you could have just walked away and went walking down the street and no one would have cared, and that's how you would have felt. And you didn't. You are now like realizing you just went to the store.
Yeah.
Like, you just went around the corner, and because the thing about Subaru that is so endearing is he is a clever dude.
Yes. Like,
it doesn't, like, he is quick on the uptake no matter where he is. So he quickly knows, like, okay, what's going on? But he also knows he has a very caring heart to kind of check the temperature, to see kind of like what's going on, to like figure out like, well, okay, well, I'm here. He doesn't have I am so afraid that I can't assess what's going on that I'm like going to look back, like I'm just going to be hysterical. He gets hysterical by actual actions happening to him that cause him to be hysterical, but he is not like, I would be so like, just, well, maybe I wouldn't, because I watched some of these guys at this point, but I feel like younger me, let's say before I knew this was a thing, I would be so displaced emotionally, just in so many different ways of like, what is going on? What is happening?
And then that's another thing that they did too, in terms of making this situation fresh with the return by death, because they earn, like, every time he has had to die, it has been earned, in a sense that it's almost like the first time we're watching him die again. And it's so hard and it's so brutal. But in this case, for him, it was the first, I don't know how many, well, he does say how many times he died to get back to where we are in this episode, right? Like that puts, because the character is going through that, and Subaru is such a character that is so well, I think, crafted, that like we can relate to his weaknesses. And when he experiences this return by death again, but it's from like the perspective of it being the first time all over again, good Lord, it brutal, man. They do not pull any punches. It is hard. I had to cover my eyes, you guys. Like, I looked away. It was worse than the very first time he actually died in the anime, when the disemboweler decided to, you know what I mean, when she came through. So like that, to me, this was far worse and definitely unexpected when it happened. Like, we could feel the build, but yeah, it was, I don't know, so many words, so many things, but go on.
So yeah, so we're just in this like place where we're also trying to figure out what's going on. That's the best part about ReZero, is trying to figure out the mystery of what's happening, right? And there we go. So it's like we just come off of season 3, so we come off the Archbishop fight. Yep. We come off fighting Gluttony, Lust, and Pride, I think. Yes. I feel like I'm pretty sure that old boy, the marriage dude, was Pride.
Mm-hmm. I think he was.
So we come off of that. We come off of like what is extensively the most exhausting fight they've had. We come off learning that Gluttony is not just one person,
right?
That it's 2 people. We come off the end of that season learning that there's different types of gluttony because of how Ulysses' memories have been stolen.
Right.
And then we get to this episode 13, where they realize there's a third piece, a third sibling of gluttony. And this sibling of gluttony, if I had to think about it, is trapped in a trial.
Oh, is that what you think? That's your theory?
Well, because she's not interacting in the real world. She knows her brothers, but she has talked about the memories, or wherever the place is that she was explaining.
It's like memory plane is what we can call it as a code name, I guess. Like, she's on the memory plane. She's in a space, for those of you who don't know, she's in a castle, if you will, that houses all of the memories of the people that they've eaten.
Yeah. So she's like their bookkeeper, if you will.
Yeah, she's the librarian.
And so she's the Beatrice. She's their Beatrice.
Yeah, she is.
And so you enter this in and you realize that she ate his memories, or ate him from the first time he got there, but she cannot eat the same person twice.
Though she split herself in 2, which I'm interested in knowing your thoughts about that.
I think that could be a byproduct of eating Subaru.
Now that's an interesting take.
Could be a thing. Could be a thing. It could also be just one of those things of like, she's gluttony, so you can't get done with it. And then I think even the witch of gluttony, like, she created the rabbits. She created, like, the rabbits multiply. So there's a lot of different things that could like mirror the witch that they are like.
She created the whale too, didn't she? Isn't that her?
Yes, I believe she created the rabbits, the whale.
And that makes sense, because when the whale ate you, didn't nobody remember who you was. You was never there before.
She did one more thing.
So, she had one more,
but I can't remember. Yeah. I don't think they've encountered that yet. It might be the snake.
Maybe.
I think there's like a snake or something that she did. So yeah, so we have those different portions that are going on. So that would be my secondary theory, but I kind of think it might have something to do with how she ate Subaru, because like I said, everybody else talks about, she knows what he can do, like, but in a way that is different from how Roswaal knew about it, because Roswaal knew something. He didn't know what.
Yeah.
Because they can't really know. Because for them, they're always going to be experiencing him in one way.
Right.
No matter what the gospel changes to or whatever, that is like their first time like studying it or reading or seeing whatever.
Their book of wisdom, yeah.
Yeah. So it's very intriguing to see all these different pieces, and we're leaving a lot out of the episode, but like I really just wanted to like dive more so into the conversation of the three different pieces of gluttony. Now that we have essentially three different ways that they encounter memory. So one, they erase your existence completely in terms of, well, one, they take your name.
Yes, if they get your name, they get like majority of your identity, and people don't like,
well, they don't remember you they don't remember you at all.
In some cases.
I feel like
Rim is the only, like Subaru remembers Rim.
Well, Subaru has
Subaru's not from this world.
But also he has returned by death, so it's like it's not a thing. Like he is, not a constant in this world in that way. Then I think they take how people like memories of people, but it feels like everyone around you can still know the feelings of who you are or something,
or they know who you are, but like the nature of your relationship with them is weird. Like I'm thinking about Crush Summer. Like I'm thinking about her and going back that far, I just want to like point out when the guy was like, let's eat, because we only see one gluttony when we first meet them, but clearly both the brothers had to have been there. Yeah. Because
for Rim specifically. Yeah.
For Rim, Rim's the only one that said her name. Mm-hmm. So they took more of her memories and her identity, right? Versus Crush never introduced herself.
Right. So
I'm thinking that her devouring is
wait. So here we go. So thank you for that. Yeah. So there's individual. Mm-hmm. So like I can take your memories, like in terms of like what you remember, which is still a sister, but then I can also take how everybody else sees you. So there's still a third that I can't really. I've been trying to narrow down what I think the dynamic is of how that works or what the third is, because technically there's only two different ways. So I don't really know what the third is. I have to figure that out. But there's technically two that are very clear and apparent right now. But a third that is escaping me in terms of figuring out like how it works or whatever. So yeah, so we get this, and it is like one of the most intricate things that I think I've ever seen. It's intelligently like well spoken and all this other stuff, and it's like super fun. I cannot wait for next episode to kind of figure out, did Subaru get his memories back?
Our Subaru, or is this still new Subaru?
Is it still new Subaru with like trying to get the memories back but doesn't have the memories back? Do you have to beat them to get the memories back? But there was so let's do our the chills moment of the ReZero thing, which is the moment we got to see Rim.
Oh my gosh, my eyes started tearing up, you guys. I was not ready to see Rim. Yeah. But when the footsteps started coming towards him, and Gluttony's like, "Hey man, there's only me and you in here."
Yeah, like who are you looking at?
Who are you talking to?
But we have not seen Rim for years at this point. It has been 5 or 6 years or something like that. Like it's been a long time since we've heard her voice actor. Or any like outside of, no, it's been a while because she has been gone since before the trials. Mm-hmm. So
we didn't see her we did not see her during the trials because she wasn't there.
It has almost been. It's just been a very long time. Yeah, because I think so. Season 2. Let me check that out. Give them a little preamble.
Well, I will also say that I think that the big chills moment, like not only seeing her again and hearing her voice, but the fact that the first words out of her mouth take you back to that moment in the Capitol, man. When again, Subaru was at his lowest point. He was ready to give up on everything. He was like, I suck at this. I'm not a good knight. I can't do anything right. And she said, stand up. Yeah. Get up.
She just said,
pick yourself up, boy.
Stand up. Like, stand up. Like, you don't even stand up. I don't care.
Listen, that's some waifu talk.
But it's been 5 years. Yeah. In 5 years since we have like heard a voice of her spoken. And that's 5 years with getting to the end of that.
Yep.
And so it was like, oh my God, I have missed you so much as a character.
Yes.
Like you are literally the best. They had to take you away because otherwise Milia has no chance if you are continuously there. She just does not.
That's true. And she needed to grow too.
Yeah.
We needed to see her develop and her powers develop. And she is doing the thing, okay? I am Team Amelia, don't get me wrong. But
boo.
I know.
Not boo.
Rem is like, I don't know. Rem is like the true love. Amelia's the one that has to sit on the throne, though. You know what I mean?
But as the second lead, she's clearly the K-drama second lead, first love, everything. But the way she got introduced in a way that I'm like, nah, you still number one.
I get it.
Because like you handle business.
Yes, every time. Every time.
Okay. So that's our ReZero takes. Like, so there's a lot of theories and stuff that can go around. Like we're trying to figure out a couple different things, which is, has Subaru been here before? Was he here? Has he been trying to do this for 400 years?
Yeah, because they went around the table and talked about how old everybody in the room was. Yeah, no, I'm about 100. I'm 200 years old. I've been here for about 400 years. And Subaru was like, what? So has he been here before? Yes.
And I mostly say that because Shaula says a lot of things in terms of his scent, his smell, and I'm like, okay. There's obviously time manipulation here with what Subaru has, but there has to be either another plot point to it because we've talked about how in season 3, and we talked about this like years ago, I think when we were talking from like reading the light novel about the appearance of all of these different things that were very, very similar to Japan because someone else from Japan had brought these things there. Yeah. And so Shala makes it seem there's more evidence that it could be Subaru, but I don't feel like I feel like it could be, but there's also something there, and we still don't know what that there is.
Maybe an ancestor. I don't know. Maybe he got reincarnated in the real world.
I don't know. Like I don't know what the twist will be, but I can't wait to see it. Yeah. So in light of that, y'all. In light of that. It's time to have a discussion with you guys about episode whatever it is, 5 or I'm pretty sure it's episode 5 or 4.
It's one or the other. Oh man, do it again.
Listen, that's not the one I want. Trust me, I'm gonna have it on my soundboard before next week, and we about to talk about it.
I can do it right now.
Like. I just have to. Well, I gotta find a YouTube video, do conversions, all of those stuff. It's not as easy.
No. I'm talking about like live on the mic. That's what I was.
That man went. No, I can do that. That man went. Bun. Guy. Dog. Listen. So, all right, manga reader. Original manga reader, read Bleach as it was coming out weekly, scanned, translated by human translators, all the like. We get to this moment where Ichigo, Orihime, make it to Yuhabak. Ichigo releases his hollow power, comes out of his Shikai, is using his blades for the first time. We get to see the Horn of Salvation. We get to see this lovely panel, and then the very next panel, his horn is broken, and the sword that his true Bankai gets broken immediately. Or at least what they were saying was his true Bankai at the time, right? Like, we get no explanation. Like, what? We know he was scared of it. There's no fight. There were no panels of a fight. There was just... Oh, episode 5. So we're on episode 5, not 4. So we're 2 episodes into fully new content off of the release of episodes 1 through 3 in theaters earlier this summer. And like, y'all, I knew we were going to get a fight, but I was kind of just expecting a longer version of the fight, right? So we start the fight. You're getting all of this amazing blitzing. You're getting this combination of Orihime and Ichigo that is so good. Like Orihime finally getting actual things to do, though I still think they played Chad.
They absolutely played Chad, but hopefully they'll come back and redeem him because they still got to finish their fight too. I don't know if they will, but
they will not. I guarantee you that they have no intentions of doing that now. Though we know, because I also haven't come on here to talk on this mic since it has been announced that Kubo is coming back with the manga and he's continuing Bleach.
What?
Yeah, I told you.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew they were coming back with the rest of with the Hell arc.
Yeah, which means Bleach is continuing.
Wow.
Like
Big three all day.
Big three all day, brother.
All day.
Original big three, the only big three. And when we're talking about big three, it is Bleach, One Piece, Naruto.
I'm so sorry for you, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Are you?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
All right. But yeah, so like we didn't get this, y'all. Like I remember being frustrated and disappointed because it goes from we're finally at this final arc. There's a lot of things that have been introduced. I see the dual Zangetsus. We see all these different things. We're told about how like strong Ichigo is now, how he's accepted all of this power in him. And we get to the point where we're finally getting to see all that power because he didn't even use a fraction of that power when he was fighting the Bambis and showing us Getsuga Jujutsu. Excuse me. And that was like, you know, as a kid, or not as a kid, but the kid inside me is getting so excited, you know, just from these new things with one of my favorite characters, if not probably like at least top 3 anime characters of all time in terms of protagonists. So much better than Rudius. Anyway, and so you get this moment of him and Orihime that was missing solely, which is why I was like very upset at the end when they're just like married and they haven't had any build up, any kind of
relation.
Like nothing that is substantial to me. It is from a very Hinata aspect where
like you were just there.
You were there, but you were longing for it.
Yeah.
And so we hadn't gotten the Hinata in the, you know, when Pain first got to the village moment.
Right.
Where she's calling for Naruto. He sees that Pain had like killed her at that time before he crashes out. And like you didn't get that with them. Like even with having Orihime during the Wake Mundo arc get taken away and all sort of stuff, like you don't have these moments.
No, and with that, in that arc, Ichigo's just going to save his friend.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel. That's very much the way that they presented it. There's nothing romantic happening here except a lot of unrequited love on the part of Orihime. That is it. Yeah. Like that's been the feeling for me too. Like watching through, I did not read the manga, but watching through the shows, like, and I've been like Bleach is the first anime I really got into for real outside of Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, I didn't realize was an anime when I fell in love with it. But after that, Bleach was my go-to. So I've been riding with Ichigo for a long time. So it just never felt like, oh, this is the dynamic that we need. All of the chemistry was really between him and Rukia. To me.
Bruh.
That's where the chemistry was. It's like, no, this is somebody who's on your level, who's going to challenge you, who's going to push you, who's going to be there for you. That, like, even the way he rescued Rukia felt more romantic to me than Wake Mundo. Period.
Oh, no, 1,000%. But their interactions have been that way.
Right. So, but moving into this episode, though, oh my goodness. So there's so much I think we could talk about. Can you start by I know you're talking about the story, but can you talk about the look? Can you talk about the animation for a moment?
The look of the animation of this has been like Kid in the Candy Store type stuff, where they have been meticulous with each and every part of the scene. Like there's a lot of gory stuff happening, but it's happening in a very beautiful, very not gory way. Like it is gore, but it's not like body horror. It's more like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. That is like intense. There's an intensity that comes from it, right?
Yeah.
So they're using a lot of bright reds, a lot of like this glittery red. They're using black in a way that I think is a powerful use of the color because it is contrasting to all the things they have going on. They're using the golds. They're using almost the Quincy blue, but there's like leaning more towards like a royal blue, but still having like these almost turquoise-ish highlights in terms of how it's kind of going around with the Uryu Hashwall fight, which has been, again, another thing that we did not get in the manga in this way that has been so enjoyable. Also, what happens in the next episode is Uryu's fault.
Okay. Thank you for that. I don't know if that, I feel like that deserved a spoiler alert or something. Like,
no.
It sounds
this
like
is
you're
not,
about
no.
to like I'm about to be utterly disappointed. Thanks, but
No. You're not. But it opens the door for what's actually kind of gonna happen. Or whatever.
So apparently Icarus has read ahead, and the thing he tells me not to do when it comes to
no.
like
I haven't
shows
read
me,
ahead.
like,
I just realized. So okay, mind you. So currently, let's talk about this part, and then we'll get back into like the bigger portions of.
Yeah, because I wanted to talk a
where we're
little
trying
bit
to go.
about the animation too. But go ahead.
So right now we are at him. So if you don't remember, because this is a callback.
Right.
So when Uryu was in Soul Society during the Rukia rescue arc, he fought Mayuri. And when he fought Mayuri, he used a thing that removed him of all of his Quincy powers. He just put that thing onto Hashwall. He removes all of his powers.
Yeah, All Might's powers from him.
All the Almighty.
Yeah,
not Almighty's.
Almighty. I know I keep saying Almighty, my lord. But yeah, Almighty's power.
So he removed all of the Almighty.
Yeah.
So the Almighty getting removed from him would mean what?
Oh, well, that he can use that essence that Yuhabak could use that essence to bring himself back to life.
So the Almighty comes back to him.
I figured that was the case, but at the same time, it don't matter because it okay. All right, let me just. I'm a. Oh, okay. We can hear all that, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to see if we can get to it.
Good Lord, have mercy.
No, that's not it.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna find it, but anyway, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I wanna speak to a couple of things, but I want to do it in time. So, like, we did you were talking about the animation. I just want to talk about like with that how beautiful and dynamic the two environments are. Like, we know that Hashwall and Uryu are in a different location, but the level of despair that is evident in the animation style for where Rukia and Ichigo and and Orihime are is on such another level. They heighten that with that saturated color in such a way that it lets you know that, bro, like, all hope is supposed to feel lost here, and they keep coming back, and I love it. Every time they got back up, it was so beautiful. But those contrasts of location where it looks like Hashwall has it, but there's a level where you could kind of tell Uryu is not, like, he's not hopeless. They are. Like, there's a dynamic difference in terms of the look of that animation style.
Who's not hopeless?
Uryu's
not.
I didn't feel like he was
Uryu's
in as
not
much
hopeless because I think
as
he is. He has a plan that he is working through.
Right.
So there are other parts about that, and I also think that Ichigo in himself didn't feel hopeless. There's like a calming thing in him where I just feel like we'll kind of see how they're playing this, but like there's a strong power in him and he knows more of himself now.
Well, what I mean is, like, in terms of like just the animation and the colors that they're choosing to heighten and use, I feel like the level of danger in the space with them was higher than it was with Uryu. That's what I was trying to say. But
yes, I agree with you there. I'm go with me to this point because I need your help on this one so I don't lose it. Which is like, I'm trying to figure out what this quiet strength or what he's holding back for is, because there is something in him that is not currently, to me, fully committed to what it is that he's doing. And not in a way of like fear, not in a way of like, but there's like some plan that to me is seemingly working through him, or maybe he doesn't understand the gravity. Maybe it's just almighty. Maybe they're trying to create the separation. I don't know.
I think this would be my take on it was more of like, no, he's working through he has a plan too. He very much has a plan too. And so like he's kind of approaching this fight the way Uryu is, where it's like, I'm not giving up. Because every time we got back to Ichigo, he wasn't freaking out. He was calm. No. He was cool. He was collected. So like by the time we get to Bankai,
we're not there yet. Oh, you're rushing.
I'm just saying in terms of his attitude. Like this man has been knocked down several times, but his attitude remains the same. His focus seems locked. He seems locked in. The man is locked in. But I do wonder, like you said, what that thing is. I also am going to say, and we could talk more about it in a moment, I feel like at the start of the next episode, all bets is off. After this nonsense, because that wasn't supposed to happen. I feel like that was an unexpected turn of events that wasn't calculated for within Ichigo's plan. I'm just saying.
Yes,
take
ma'am.
That.
Okay.
Take that.
I will take it. I will take it. Thank you for your thought. I was like, I'm trying to set up two things. And I was like, but you got to go. I understand. Like this is an episode that we both enjoyed and do have a lot of thoughts about or whatever. Okay. I'm trying to set this up in a way because, like I said, this is the first time in a long time that I've had actual chills.
Yeah.
From everything that's going on, right? So we get this Horn of Salvation. He's doing all the attacks. We get wait, does he do? No. Okay, so that part hadn't really happened yet. So he's still using both his swords. So then we get to this portion where he is literally obliterating everything that he is. And
who's obliterating whom?
Yhwach is obliterating Ichigo.
There we go.
Every time he tries to do something. And I'm gonna make sure I get this in the right order. Then Rukia shows up. To basically, Rukia shows up. Yes, Rukia shows up. I had to think about that. Rukia shows up, helps Orihime get down from being held by Yhwach. So basically, yes, because she saves him before we get to the
first time is before.
Yes.
She's up there though.
No. She's up there. She gets saved because she.
No, what I'm saying.
Wait.
Yes. Is actually
Yeah. Sorry. You are correct. Thank you very much for that correction. I apologize. No. So she comes in. She freezes something that he's doing to help her get away because she's doing this rejecting. And there's a through line of the episode with Orihime that I definitely want to mention and I should have mentioned earlier, of her talking to herself and wishing she was stronger. Mm-hmm. There's a through line throughout the entire episode where she's saying this.
Throughout the anime, I'd say too.
Yeah, but this is different.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I agree.
There was, in the same way that we now have a Ichigo that is calm, cool, and collected, this is Orihime, like, not pleading, not being a damsel in distress saying it. She is... It's almost like, and I know people like manifesting in terms of their conversation, but she's manifesting things as she's talking to herself.
She's
in a way.
Becoming unhinged.
She's like, Well, actually, we'll talk about that because that is some of the best animation in the episode. Is as she is being literally, repeatedly killed, or at least repeatedly like stabbed through everything that is her. With the last strength that her brain has, not her heart, because the heart is probably obliterated. Mm-hmm. She's rejecting it because, much like Aizen said, her power is akin to something godlike. And you got all these moments, and Rukia comes in, and there's this moment with Ichigo and Rukia where they're talking, and it finally, for once, you get a juxtaposition of something that I think gives the brotherly, sisterly thing between them. Yeah. That the rescuing Rukia did not give that.
No, because her own brother was gonna kill her. So no.
So you have all these things where we're now leading up to the first half of the episode being done, where literally Yhwach has not took his foot off the gas. He is messing Rukia and Ichigo up pretty handily. And then you just look up and there's an eclipse forming. An eclipse, a crescent, very waxing or waning, like very thin crescent moon forming, right? And you just hear Bankai.
This is the anticipation for me.
And like when I sang, I literally was feeling chills, butterflies, and shaking in a certain way, because this was, I don't have words for it. Like, I had words for it when I was watching it, and they were a lot of harsh F words, F bombs.
When you were reading it?
No,
when you were watching it. Yeah,
when I was watching
it. You had a lot of those. That's very
because
true.
I couldn't formulate something that was expressing how excited I was. Didn't know what I was excited for, because I've seen this before, but there was something clearly different about it, right? And then there's this small glimpse as we start the episode, and it's like, wait a minute. That's not the Ichigo I saw in the manga. Who Hoppo? Who this man? who this man?
That man neck on fire.
That man feet on fire. That what?
Yeah.
That's not his Bankai. That's new.
Yep.
So like I'm having the dopamine synapses are fired. Boop, 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 like going brrr, like off in my brain, like fully nuked my brain.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing in my brain that was not sizzled or sizzling with excitement and anticipation. Like, oh my God, what are they doing now? So the way that they have done certain Bankais, right? So everybody else's Bankai from Kiraku, Unohana, even Rukia, Renji, just every Bankai that we've seen this season. I'm not trying to say Okura. I always get Kisuke, Urahara. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Urahara's Bankai, right? Like you've seen all these different Bankais, but if you can go back and remember why the Zero Division did not use their Bankais. Like the literal, all of the Zero Division had to die for one of them to use their Bankai, because their Bankai could be felt in all of the planes.
Yep.
That is the power that man is wielding.
Yeah. And that's interesting you say it that way. I didn't think about that. But they show that like visually.
They show it visually. Like
see it
everybody is seeing this, like just the hugest Getsuga Tensho you have ever seen in your life. This blood moon fang, wolf fang, whatever. I forget all the like the actual name of it, but
I think it said blood moon piercing the sky.
Something
blood
like that.
Moon,
But there's a wolf
fang piercing the sky. Something like that.
So you see this thing where it's like everybody is seeing it. Like everybody is seeing this power, right? And the power, which during the episode I couldn't readily figure out like what was going on. I was just I was so excited that my brain was literally not working. But after I watched the episode a second time and just kind of done my like due diligence of like watching, shout out to Mr. Tomo Talks.
What a great reaction too. Man, that was fun to watch. Anyway.
It made my reaction feel like, okay, yep, wasn't just me. But when we're talking about the design choices, right? So initially I was just confused. I was like, well, this is full everything. But upon further inspection, looking at this true Bankai, right? This true Bankai, and Mr. Tomo echoed my thoughts that I told you immediately, like the same day. So can confirm, like this is definitely a theory that we are all coming with at this point. Those of us in the anime Bleach space, right? This was full on like a Bankai version of all of his hollow powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like of when he was unhinged and fully into his, I think Vasto Lorde Ichigo was what he was. I'm pretty sure. That form is all the remnants and design choices of this current Bankai. This is a completely new sword. Is not the true Bankai that we got to see. And houses so much power. So now there's both horns are there. There's like a bony kind of texture to the hilt of the sword, and you can like see the two swords, kind of the different sides of them on both sides of his blade. And the blade is a little bit more shaped kind of to me like Kenpachi's. In a certain way. It almost seemed kind of broken. It almost seemed more like a broadsword kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, he almost has this Monkey King kind of fire around his neck, this fire around his wrist, fire around his feet.
I was like, that man got a nine tails. He's a nine tails.
There's chains around him, which again is very reminiscent of when he first started getting his Shinigami powers.
Yeah.
And the chain that is tied to you, that you have to find yourself and find the goodness in yourself to, you know, to even get your Shinigami powers, because of the fact that like if your chain is eaten up, you will become a hollow, you know, right. the hole in your chest to form and all that, right? So there's all of these different elements that are very, very reminiscent of that. And he's going crazy. Mm-hmm. The fight is like literal crazy. Like he's throwing Grand Ray Ceros out everywhere. He is, you know, like using these, like he at one point throws like literal moon size Getsuga Tensho. Mm-hmm. Or again, Crescent Moon to be more accurate, but at Yhwach. And then just for shits and giggles, mm-hmm. Kubo says, hey y'all got to make Rukia Bankai.
Yes. Oh my goodness, so fun.
And we got to see it again.
It's so
and
beautiful.
We got to see it for all of 5 freaking seconds because they were both immediately like after this, seeing like this glorious thing and Ichigo having like speaking of Nine-Tail stuff, he all of a sudden is using Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Right. The man's feet leave black flames.
Like ashen black flames.
Yes.
And like it's crazy. And I feel like, so a couple things on why I think Ichigo did this specifically, and this is a longer episode and I don't even care, but y'all are gonna get it.
It's a welcome back episode. We'll make the rest of them shorter, I promise.
But like this to me was him thinking, if I'm thinking about Ichigo from this standpoint, right? You are Quincy. Hollow poison.
Oh, yeah.
It's poison to you.
That's
so
true.
I feel like that's what he's thinking, you know.
On that note.
And then I'll get go
ahead.
I'll get to my big theory of what I think this means.
Yeah, I wanted you to say that
later.
too. But
you go ahead.
I just wanted to pause, and before we continue on with our episode coverage, I just wanted to pause and talk about how amazing it was. Like before we get into what happened, like you said that they got, you know, defeated. Yeah. But what made that worth it, and I was actually okay with that, was that beautiful. If you pause in the middle of this man, like before he comes for Getsuga Tensho, before he does it for real, I feel like as he's walking up on Yhwach, there is a frame. There's a moment of like legitimate fear in Yhwach's eyes. Like it freezes on his actual eye, not the Almighty's eye, on his eye.
No. That was immediately like right after the Bankai like introduction. Like he has one where he's looking, he's like, excuse me?
And that's all I kept saying. I kept saying over and over, y'all, excuse me? What is this? What is this now? But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. That was so gratifying.
Oh, it's fine. Here's my theory, right? And what I think, especially going forward with how Kubo is probably about to handle Ichigo and handle the Hell Arc, given how he set this up. So this Bankai had no flourishes of any Quincy power, any of his Soul Reaper powers, any of the full Bring powers, which take it or leave it. Right. Least favorite form that he's ever had.
Yeah.
But that could also mean much like he had to wait before he could even get his sword to kind of go out. He was waking up the hollow powers. Yep. So I feel like Kubo could be setting us up for Ichigo being one of the only Shinigamis, if not the only, to have multiple Bankais. Yep. And I don't know if he'll keep true to that, because I know that by next episode there's probably going to be a lot of almighty future altering, changing things. But you know what? I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt that they're going to change some of the things that we had problem with in a way that makes sense, which they kind of already have. So, yes, I do think there's going to be like 4 different things that he's going to use. I think he's going to have a Quincy Bankai. I think that like some of the things from Bleach Brave Souls like would do these character drops where like they have one where Ichigo is a Quincy, where he has like his Quincy bow and things of that nature. Like I think that could be a thing. I think that there will be other variations of that. Maybe even the form that he. I hope they will rework it, and I'm pretty sure they will. But they had the Hell movie, which is not canon to anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
But with that, there was a form that he used there that's kind of similar to his Fullbringer one. That I think they might like have some varying things that they might use that again. But that's design choices. Like I might have like an actual episode where I'm breaking down what I think and what I want these Bankais to look like. I do think they exist because he is very clear about this Bankai being different, and literally when you're looking at it, it is Vasto Lordy Ichigo with him having the control. Mm-hmm. Is what it feels like. So we get all of that. We're getting these amazing things, like I said, the general scope of his power and the fact that he is a Soul King candidate, and having all of the essences of the different worlds in him and having that power in him. Like the only thing that's literally stopping him is the fact that Yhwach has the Almighty. I feel like if he didn't have even a monicum of access to that, Ichigo would smoke him.
Yes.
Like he's just at that level. Like if it was just 2 Soul Kings fighting without him, or 2 Soul King candidates,
yes,
I should say, with the level of power that they have, I feel like Ichigo takes it like hands down without him having the Soul King's power. So we get to that, and I apologize, y'all, because sinuses are also beating me the fool up. So we get to basically Yhwach rejecting all of this and taking them down.
Right. And
we told y'all earlier that the entire episode, Orihime has been talking to herself. Ichigo is like pinned down, like so much so I'm gonna watch this episode again when I get off this thing. I promise y'all, because it was just that good. But Ichigo is pinned down, and Orihime is still talking to herself. She's still telling herself, I wish my power was stronger. I wish it was stronger. And it's not a the what?
I was just gonna say.
Oh, and then her power band, her pixies and everything. Like we haven't seen Tsubaki and everybody else. Well, that's once we get to the actual acceptance. But yes, I do. Thank you for the segue into that. So she's saying all these things. Her pen breaks, and then there's a moment where it's no longer asking, where she just starts to move in an affirmative. To move in a bit of a, you know what? No.
Yes.
I will have these things. So she starts to call out all the different names, her fairies, just her general power, which again, as has been noted, is another full bring power, which I still think is kind of whatever. But I just don't like full brings. Like I don't like that Chad or Orihime and that Ichigo had to have full bring things. I like the full bringers. I like them.
Cool
they were cool.
Yeah,
but no. The main cast powers outside of the Orihime, or the fact that he's explaining him that way, when I feel like he could have done some sort of undead hollow thing with Chad that I think would have been better. But whatever. So acceptance, she's calling out the names. It's like her blood is starting to like reverse, almost as though. And my wife and I have been playing a lot of Persona 5. Almost as though she was making some sort of blood pact with her power.
I was going to say the same thing.
This was a
same thing. This woman,
was,
is unlocking a persona. Yes.
And, she's going through, names all the fairies or all of her power, begins to form like this shielded thing, which from the front of it, before she jumped into it, in terms of jumping into or fusing with the rejection, almost is like her Mugetsu, if you will, is what it kind of felt like she was fusing with her power. But when you get a frontal look at what she's doing, it almost looked like the Soul King's when he was in his crystallized just form, but more living, if you will. She jumps through it and flies up to Yuhabak and rejects his entirety.
His whole existence. I feel like she blocked his whole, because I feel like he was sending something towards them and she blocked it.
Yes, she did that as well. Oh, she had the moment where her the pen turned into kind of like a golden halo, which we were talking about in the beautiful colors and stuff earlier. And at the same time, Oryu is still fighting Hashwalt. Excuse me. Oh, that was oh my goodness. Anyway, sorry for all the sounds and whatnot. But anyway, Hashwalt Oryu, he has gotten the drop on him. He's kind of realized how Hashwalt cannot physically house all of the Almighty in a way that is useful to him. But we are all still under the impression that that Almighty is seeing the future. And so, he's tied his powers to him, or tied his I can't think of it, but basically, he is taking all of the power out of Hashwalt, which means he is also losing the Almighty, which means that it is going back to Yuhabak, who was supposed to be asleep because he was adjusting to get ready for the powers and everything, right? So I don't know how he's going to alter the future or change the current outcome to something that is going to piss us off.
Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's worth it.
I think the ending will be worth it given what they're doing now. Because literally, we are just going, I think episode 6 is going to be called the end or something like that. I think, I forget what the next name of the next episode is going to be called. I was watching Tomo's video on it. But there's still so much new content that they can do because they've technically speed ran to the end, because things kind of wrapped up relatively quickly in a couple chapters or whatever after that, which, as most of you should know if you don't know, most episodes of anime that are made from a manga is about 1 to 4 chapters most times, unless you're talking about a hugely substantial chapter and they extend some fights or something. But most times you're talking about 4 chapters of a manga or whatever, right? So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I have not felt this excited for Bleach since I was watching Mugetsu, since I was watching Ichigo in what I think is the best design form that he's ever had. Even with this new true Bankai form, Mugetsu is my personal favorite, and it could be because, like I said, I love blue, so the blues and the grays and just the long black hair, the way he was one with Zangetsu and stuff just has a place for me, and that will always be number one for me in terms of Ichigo transformations. Is probably that one. Then it's probably his first Bankai. Then it's probably this one, the true Bankai now. Then it will be just dual Zangetsus, having those. Vasto Lorde, then the secondary Zangetsu, there's the secondary Bankai that has the little hooks and stuff on it. The design was cool, but I felt like the one that had the executioner or the X's and kind of on his sleeves and stuff. I wasn't as much of a fan because I was just wanting him to get his powers back or be able to get some kind of control over Mugetsu, even though it was the final thing like that. I was like, that's the form that I want to see. But that's neither here nor there. What is here is the end of the podcast, guys, because there is so much more that I could probably gush about. But before I close out, and I've done enough gushing, we gotta let Prima Diva get her gush out Is there anything else that you like didn't get to gush about that you want to?
Such a weird statement. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it honestly, the only other thing I could gush about is really just everything that you just stated about Orihime getting this power up. I'm so grateful. Like, that has always been my constant, like, gripe, mainly with the big three. I think One Piece does a better job sometimes of it, but like they play their female characters to the left with these powers so often, like especially in Ichigo, like in Bleach. It just made me so mad all the time. I'm like, why do they have to be so weak? Please give us something, please, for the love of Pete. And finally, of all people, like, I mean, with Rukia's Bankai, I really loved that. It wasn't where I wanted it to be because I want her to, you know, she did her thing. And then for us to get something for Orihime too, that was so satisfying as a female watcher. Like, man, that made me feel seen. Like, oh, good. I mean, and even like, you know, some of the panels are very like fan servicey and stuff like that. But that was it still didn't feel gratuitous.
I was going to say, these didn't feel as bad as they
so
normally
bad.
can.
It felt you know, like it worked for what was going on, like for how horrifying the circumstances were. And so I was so grateful to be a fan at that moment. I was like, yes, I get to finally see something amazing that literally no other female character has done in Bleach. It happened in this moment. So that was so satisfying.
And the best part I think about it was they didn't waste our time with Ichigo, Rukia, and Renji.
No,
because
I appreciate that.
In the initial like manga reading and everything else, to me there was a wasting of our time, just because they also went through intensive training and like, well, not fixing Renji's Bankai, because you figured out that technically it can't be fixed, but you did realize that wasn't his true Bankai. You were able to get Rukia to her Bankai,
right? And
Ichigo going down the path of, you know, becoming closer to the Soul King, or at least being a Soul King candidate, with how Ichigo is doing all that, which we're gonna do a podcast just on Ichigo at some point, because the way that they have set him up makes, boy, that man is diabolical. Yeah. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments. Like I said, right now this will be audio only, but we're working on some visual things, and we'll get that to you. We're gonna revamp the site, revamp the channel. I'm coming back with a vengeance and with a force, because I love this anime stuff, y'all, and there's so much to watch. I have like Cleavitus reviews, Black Torch, Demons of the Shadow Realm. I started like actively watching more of Tanya the Horrible, or whatever they call it. Like, okay, I kind of get it. I kind of get some of it. I kind of get what's going on. I'm not as like, why would I want to watch this? But I get it more now. And maybe one day Jobs of Reincarnation won't be the worst thing in the world to me, but right now it still is.
Means you'd find something worse.
No, or just lessons.
It lessons.
Because I mean,
lessons
A Comic Got Killed is still probably like, it's tied. At least the anime adaptation is just, what is this? But anyway, I thank you guys for joining us in this episode. We appreciate you. Kirby says, hi. It was dangerous to go alone. So I'm glad that you chose to hang with us. And if you want to keep hanging, all the things you need are down in the description. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.